Okay, I think we're good now.
Okie dokie. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I never notice when I get my rocket, and I need to start paying more attention to that. Oh, hello, alien robot monster man. You should die now.
Are we live? We are live. Okay, beautiful.
Hey, living.
All right.
Living it up.
Oh man, hello everyone. Wow, 7:30. It's like the first stream I ever started exactly on time. Okay. Welcome to Splatoon. I am here with Christopher Morris.
Yo.
My name is Brendan Bigley. We are from a website that just started a soft launch today called awfulbit.com. It is a beautiful little tiny gaming website. It's very purple. And
Entirely Brendan's idea.
yeah.
Or fault, whichever your perspective is.
Yeah, however you feel about, if you feel very strongly about purple one way or another, you can either vilify me or call me a hero. But anyway, so I am a crazy asshole and got Chris a Wii U for his birthday, along with Splatoon. So now we're gonna play it.
So that we can do this.
So that we can do this.
Can happen.
Yeah, because I don't have anyone else to stream Wii U games with, and there's so much good shit happening on the Wii U.
I was a cynic for a very long time. I will admit it.
Yeah. How do you feel about it now?
I mean, literally, this happened a couple days ago. So
yeah, it's been like 2 days, so it's not like.
So I have not been able to create much of a library beyond Splatoon.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I think I am looking forward to getting my hands on a Pro controller so that I can kind of let the gamepad hang out.
Yeah.
When it is not necessary, because it is sort of encumbered. It is an encumbering experience to use. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on Super Smash and Mario Kart and all the big Nintendo flagships, as they say. Yeah, I think it's we spoke a lot yesterday about kind of some of the clear growing pains of Nintendo trying to like figure out what it is to support a online competitive shooter.
Right, yeah.
And like some of the things that are really kind of assumed to be there that like you don't really even have to think about at this point. And for example, we play a lot of Destiny together. So that is a game that comes from, about the clearest pedigree of
multiplayer FPS,
multiplayer shooting that's possible.
Yeah.
And so they have literally thought of everything. Whereas Nintendo, you wonder if they've even ever played another shooter before ever. Because...
Yeah, we were saying it almost feels like they are innovating at the cost of even thinking about how other people have innovated in the past.
Yeah, they don't really. There are just there's lots of interesting things that they're doing, but then there's also really basic stuff that should not be missing, but is.
Like what? Just list off a couple things that we noticed yesterday.
For example, the fact that you can't play with people that you're friends with, unless one of them is already in a lobby. There's no pre-matching with friends of yours.
Right. So just to explain how I got into this game with Chris, he was already in the middle of a game. I went into the multiplayer lobby and went into my friends list, and it said that, oh, Chris is playing a game, so he's joinable at the moment. And then I had to wait for him to be done with his game so I could maybe get an open slot in his lobby.
Yeah, on the chance that somebody left between games so that he could join me. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely insane. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
And then, on top of that, then after you, oh my god, you managed to get into the same game, it's a goddamn miracle.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then you might not be on the same team.
Right. So
there's no guarantee that you will be on a team with the person whom you are joining.
It's just like totally random and absolutely nuts. And I feel like that's something that they could easily patch, right? That's like a thing where it's like, okay,
I hope so.
If two of these people are friends, it feels like a simple if then, you know? If two people are friends, put them on team, you know?
Yeah, it's just silly.
We're gonna lose like right at the end.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
no, we are losing hardcore for the majority of the time.
We got wrecked.
Like, yeah.
Okay, that was upsetting.
Woof.
Anyway,
commentating, not paying close attention.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is Judd the cat. Well, okay, wait. So I'm gonna back up a whole lot. I mean, people have said everything there is to say about Splatoon already, but I feel like it's at least worth giving like a basic overview of what Splatoon is. Splatoon is the first Nintendo venture into competitive shooting, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Some people are arguing that you shouldn't call this game a shooter because it's something else, and I think that's kind of nuts.
What else would it be?
I don't know. But
you shoot things.
Yeah,
Therefore, it is a shooter. It is a third-person shooter.
I agree. So what's interesting about this game, as opposed to something like a Destiny, which Chris and I play pretty often, or a Call of Duty, is that the killing of the other team does not matter as much as taking these guns that shoot ink and spreading the ink across the ground.
In this game type.
In this game, yeah, exactly. In this game type specifically, which is one of two that are available right now, and
it's called Turf War.
And it is the only one that was available at launch for a couple days, which is a whole nother thing that we can get into. But basically,
and you know
as you
more
can
about
see,
that than I do.
Yeah.
Because I was a recent.
So basically, as you can see, I am spreading ink on the ground, and as I'm doing that, I am getting points. I am going to kill this person. Or maybe not. Oh, shit. Shit. I'm maybe not going to kill this person. Sorry. Gotta focus. Gotta focus.
Are you blue right now?
Yeah, I am blue. Are you not?
I think that was you trying to kill me just now.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm getting points for spreading ink on the ground. I just got killed. And by the end of the game, I can show you the gamepad. You can't really see it because it's very far away. But anyway, a cat with a mustache and a bow tie will basically judge who put the most ink on the ground, and that is how they determine who wins. It is not at all based on killing the other team. Now, that is not to say that killing the other team doesn't have its benefits, such as slowing the other team down from spreading ink, because they are dead.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are a lot of other interesting things that they pulled from other games, such as every piece of gear has an ability slot that will do a certain thing, like increase your damage or increase the speed at which you swim when you are a squid.
It is the continual expansion of RPG elements into literally every other genre of video game.
Yeah, exactly. With, you know, the beautiful added benefits of being able to re-roll your abilities if you don't like the roll that you got, but you like the gear. I happen to get very lucky in that I really like the gear I have, and I really like the roll I have on this gear, so I'm probably going to keep it forever. But anyway, it is a fun game. Honestly, I mean, for like the first Nintendo foray into shooting, I am very much impressed. Sorry, Chris.
That's fine.
I'm very much impressed with what they pulled off. I think the game is like really, really solid, and they did a couple. Like, oh shit, double teamed. They did a couple tests ahead of time. They were called global test fires, which were just like glorified server tests. But, I mean, the servers really hold up. You do get a couple, like, weird issues here and there where, like, you'll be shooting ink on the ground and it just won't be recognized by the game until, like, 30 seconds later. Which in a game,
I wonder is
that's
lag
only...
or if it's...
Yeah.
Or what, I don't know.
But when the game is only 3 minutes long, you know, when the match is only 3 minutes long, that, like, 15 seconds where your ink isn't registering is, like, crucial.
It's
you know?
pretty bad when that happens.
Oh, I think you guys win. I ink you guys win. Damn.
Yeah, I got that ink strike at the last second.
Yeah, that was a good one. But anyway, it's you know, it's a pretty solid game, and they're doing some wonderful things where they are releasing new content. kind of over time. So, what was it? I guess last weekend they announced a new map and a new game type, which is ranked mode, which is basically the same idea as Turf War. It's just King of the Hill. Instead of, working on a whole map, you're working on like a, 3-yard by 3-yard area that your team has to keep their ink in.
Now, because that unlocks at level 10.
Right.
Also.
Yeah.
I am level 9. I am a newbie baby who has been trying to grind out the last couple days to, like, even be able to get decent equipment.
Right.
So I haven't played that yet. I haven't played what is it? Control Zones, I think it's called.
I have no idea. I've just been calling it ranked.
Yeah, I imagine being that. So all these things, all these game types and these maps are all on a constant rotation. So like,
yeah, it's every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours they change the maps that you're playing. I could see it occurring that the game types also might change. Like,
I could also see that.
Perhaps on a weekly basis.
That's not a crazy idea, honestly. You think weekly? That's not nuts. I think that's like a... I don't know. There's definitely another slot open right now for a third map. So right now, every 4 hours, there are 2 maps that are playable in Turf War and 2 maps that are playable in ranked mode. And there's definitely a slot for a third one in there. And I know there's... what is it? I think there are 7 more maps that are going to be released between now and August, which is kind of nuts. And it looks like they're doing 2 releases a week, it seems like, at this point. Which is like a steady stream.
That's a pretty ambitious cycle of new content.
Yeah, which, like, of course, you have this, a couple people that are, like, whining about it. It's like, oh, well, all the content's already on the disc. Why are you doing it? It's like, shut up. You're getting free shit. Like, whatever. And and this is the biggest thing for me. And this is, like, the biggest reason I'm totally okay with this kind of, like, content stream, is that the game is by the creators of Animal Crossing. It's, like, by that Nintendo team.
And I don't think you can have a bigger fan of Animal Crossing than Brendan.
Not even that. I mean, so there's that. I'm incredibly biased towards the Animal Crossing team. I will admit that. But I think it just makes sense, because they're coming from a game that has literally infinite replay value. They... Like, their whole mantra is making a game that doesn't end, ever. There's always something new to find, because it's constantly generating itself, and there's constant new things that are happening. And, like, you'll look forward to a holiday one year, and then the holiday will come back again the next year, It's like, oh, I can't wait for, the Animal Crossing version of Christmas to happen, which is, like, super weird. But I think that they're trying to create that same kind of idea within a shooter, which sounds... oddly like what Destiny is doing.
Totally. It's been really interesting the last couple days, basically switching off between Destiny and Splatoon.
Yeah.
And seeing the ways in which, they compare and contrast. And I'm finding a lot more similarities
than differences. I am right there with you. It's fascinating. Sure. It's really fascinating. I was just playing some Destiny bounties this morning before I went to work. Oh shit, hang on. Fuck. I was playing some Destiny bounties before I went to work this morning, and I was running around the world, and I was like, I was in the new expansion. I was in the House of Wolves. I don't even... What would you call that? I guess just like player epicenter?
Oh, the social space.
Yeah, the social space. I was in the social space, and I was like, they added this whole new social space recently. Like, what's to say that there's not going to be another part of Inkopolis that gets released, in a year from now? Like, that they... Oh, that sucks. That was close.
That was close. I was hoping for that clutch ink strike at the end there.
I think, like, what's to say that they don't say, okay, next year is going to be Splatoon 2, or, like, 2 years from now is Splatoon 2, but instead a giant DLC pack that's going to add a whole new social space, and it'll add, 15 new maps, and it'll add 15 new weapons, and a whole new single-player campaign onto the game that you have already. Just download it onto your hard drive. Sweet. I think that's, like, totally a possibility. But then we're talking about Nintendo, and who the fuck knows what they're ever doing.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they're being very ambitious, and very ambitious in a realm in which they literally have no experience.
Right. It's, like, amazing enough that we're able to play multiplayer online on a Nintendo console, to me. That's, like,
I know,
incredible.
and that it runs pretty well. Like, other than the occasional like ink not registering stuff, and I've had a couple like random boots that just didn't seem to make any sense.
Yeah, which are really
playing, and there are times where the ink will not work, and then there are times where the ink will work fine, and all of a sudden you get booted in the next 2 seconds. And
right.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. But you're right. It's one of those situations where people have just been like ragging on Nintendo's inability to like do online in any kind of coherent manner for basically the whole time that Xbox Live has existed. Everyone's always been saying like, please Nintendo, just get your shit together. And it seems like they have gotten their shit together, but in 2 games, this and Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is like dipping your toes in the water, because it's just like generally pretty simple, I feel. It's just like, okay, you're not playing with friends, you're just like playing with yourself. What? You're just playing with yourself and whoever's on the couch with you, and there you go, you're playing online. And like, that's cool, I guess, but this is, I don't know, I find this to be on a much more ambitious scale, and I think the things that they're doing in terms of their content release schedule is really ambitious as well, and like, I don't know if this is like Nintendo saying, hey, we understand it now, or if it's them like accidentally getting it right.
Right, and that's the thing about Nintendo, is that both possibilities are equal.
Yeah.
They're both equal in their probability.
Man, but I mean, all of that said, like, this game is super good. It's a really good video game. Oh shit. It's like, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, is that you?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize you were on the other team. And this is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
I just assumed you were on my team this whole time.
These things that happen that don't seem to make any sense at all. Or, like, why have a friends list if it doesn't guarantee that you can play with those friends?
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense, Nintendo.
And just like little weird things, like, okay, I can't change my gear when I'm in the lobby. Like, I have to go back out to the city to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, at least everything is so cool. Like, that's the thing. They've designed a game in which everything happens very quickly. It doesn't take long to go out to the city and do your equipment changes, and you can jump back in pretty quickly into a full-fledged game.
Right.
However, the fact that you need to do that is kind of dumb.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There are so many things that this game does right, and like I feel like we're only talking about the negatives. But this game is really solid as a first attempt. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I mean, what it does right is the gameplay, and the gameplay is which, ironically, feels very similar to Destiny in that.
Oh my god, I went 0-4.
The gameplay. Oof. The gameplay is what makes it so good.
Right.
And
that's
it
the
has
crazy
this,
thing.
This 3-minute hook that keeps bringing you back again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And jumping back into a game, just playing a couple games, it takes literally no time at all. And so it definitely has something that has legs. It's got longevity for sure.
Right, and that's, I think, it's so weird how many comparisons. Oh man, this level again. It's so weird how many comparisons there are between this game and Destiny. Just like when Destiny launched, and you and I and the other people that we played that game with were like, in the beginning, kind of removed from all of the hatred that it was getting. Like, there's not enough content. It's blah blah blah.
So cool.
Because we were just hooked on gameplay, and we were hooked on the idea of just loot. We were like in that loot grind, and that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm playing this game, I'm enjoying all of the mechanics. It feels really tight. With the, I haven't played with the motion controls that everyone seems to be really hyped about.
I can't understand that at all.
It's funny, the Splatoon subreddit is actually, I think it's like almost exactly 50-50. I think it was like, oh man, I think it was like 50.9 on one side. But people seem to like it. Anyway, just mechanically the game is sound, and I'm excited to get like more weird gear and like re-roll my gear when I hit level 20, and I'm able to do that. And I don't know. Those are all things that I also do in Destiny.
Right, level 20, specifically level 20 is also when like the end game content starts.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder what, because this is solely, I mean, you have those, a couple of those single player missions that you can, that is a whole other topic. But I'm wondering if level 20, I don't know, does level 20 bring anything else extra to the table or no?
No, it just gives you the ability to get a third ability slot for your gear, and it gives. Oh shit! I have to run away. Sorry. Yeah, it gives you the ability to get a third ability slot for your gear, and it also gives you. Oh, Ink Strike, please. It also gives you the ability to re-roll those abilities.
Right.
But that's literally it, as far as people know at the moment. But who knows? I mean, maybe that's a thing where like. There's going to be multiple versions of ranked mode or something, you know, where it's like, okay,
Right.
level 10 ranked mode, and then level 20 only hardcore people ranked mode. All these are possibilities.
Right, that's the thing. We're still in that early phase before we know everything, and Nintendo's not exactly forthcoming in the same way that Bungie has been.
Well, Bungie has to be.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, just based on the public outcry for what is a pretty good game.
But they also they do have a history of a lot of community engagement.
Right. That's
As
true.
just as a company, as a developer.
Yeah. Oh. I just got wrecked.
Hoping that Ink Strike does some damage. Got us some territory. That's about it.
Oh, wow, that's the end of the game.
No. Okay. Splatted you,
Ugh.
Greg. Gotcha, Greg.
Oh,
wow.
man. They got an Ink Strike off right at the last second.
Oh, shit.
They won.
I got bazookaed at the last second. I don't know if it's that clear cut. It was under 10%.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But wow, 12-3. Good job, turnips. Turnips?
Holy crap. Oop, I got some upgrades.
Did you?
Yeah. That's another weird Nintendo thing that I don't quite understand.
Getting hyped
It's
about
gonna be my
upgrades?
last game, unfortunately.
Okay.
For now, I'll return later. That's another weird Nintendo thing that they have done is that all of the ability slots are represented by symbols.
Right.
That you don't know what they mean unless you open a literal in-game glossary.
Right,
of,
yeah.
of what they mean, which I
Yeah.
suppose you'll figure out eventually. But like, also to compare it to Destiny, because that seems to be the thing that we're doing. They have all those symbols. Those symbols all exist. However, they also have explanations right next to them.
Right.
Or at least the ability to like mouse over them or click on them so that you can actually figure out what the hell it is you're looking at.
Right. And then there's the even more confusing thing where some of the abilities don't actually help you. Which, like, for the casual player that they're aiming for, thinking that a damage upgrade will increase your damage kind of makes sense, but actually, damage upgrades don't do anything.
Right. I think that is probably more of a balancing problem that they haven't quite figured out yet than it is an intentional this ability is useless.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but don't you think that that's like something that they should have figured out?
In the long and varied conversations that we have had about Nintendo and the things that they do, I don't assume that they can figure anything out until they have it shouted in their face. And even then, I'm not so sure. For Nintendo to get to this point where they are doing things right and starting to create new stuff, like
Right.
this is amazing. This game is amazing because it's Nintendo's kind of one of their first new IPs in a really long time.
Right, which is in itself amazing.
Yeah, that they have finally decided to, they're not abandoning their flagships by any stretch of the imagination, because that is literally what keeps people coming back to their console.
Right.
But I think they're more okay with starting to expand and look to different genres and look to completely new properties like they have been.
Yeah.
I had another point that I was trying to make that I now can't remember. Yeah, it's gone.
It's fine. Well, you heading out?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
Chris,
should be
thanks
back
for
in about
dropping
an
by.
hour, of
Okay.
course.
Maybe we pick the stream up again in an hour. Maybe not. But either way, that was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
We'll
finish.
do it again soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this game up, and then I'm gonna turn the stream off. But thanks for dropping by. And good
Yeah.
luck.
Thanks for having me, dude. See you soon.
Adios.
Bye.
Alright. Finishing this game up, hoping to get an ink strike in the last couple seconds. And I did. Oh my god. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that's a win. Alright. Thanks to anyone who watched. Thank you if you're watching on YouTube right now, and I love you. Bye!